Tokyo, a busy platform, a subway station I thought I knew by heart. As the doors open, I'm still mentally rehearsing a presentation while wondering if I had attached a file to an email. I step out of the train and my leg falls right through the gap. I pick myself up and limp away with as much dignity as one can muster after such a mortifying experience in the middle of rush hour Tokyo. If this were London, I might have seen or heard the ubiquitous reminder, mind the gap. I thought I was present, but I wasn't. I was on mindless autopilot. And I realize we all fall through gaps, not just between trains and platforms, but gaps between cultures, generations, and even between one another. If you've been following the news lately, perhaps you agree we could all use a little less friction and a lot more connection. I've lived in 7 countries and I've been misunderstanding social cues on 5 continents. In France, I talk too much. In Japan, I'm too loud. In America, I'm just confused. And in Germany, I am perpetually late. Presence, I've learned, is rhythm. You can't break dance to Mozart or dance salsa to AC/DC. To truly connect, we can adjust our rhythm and mind the gaps. And all it takes is 3 things. Free pass, reading the room, and knock on the door. Free pass is simply creating space to try, fail, learn. Congratulations, you're human. Like my first week in a corporate law firm in New York City. Casual Friday, I show up at the office wearing blue jeans. The managing partner frowns. Those are inappropriate. But Sydney's wearing jeans. Yes, but they are black. This was so obvious to Americans. Who knew denim jeans had a social hierarchy? Cultural gaps are often invisible until we trip over them. So give yourself and others a free pass. Then you can better read the room. We hear that a lot, right? Read the room. But what if the room is written in hieroglyphs? I've been living in Germany for 15 years and I still struggle to be punctual. Pünktlich. Germans take punctuality quite seriously. There's even a word for over-punctual, überpünktlich. Like it's a good thing. Say you're invited at 7 p.m. In Germany, showing up at 6:55 p.m. is perfect. In France, arriving at 7:15 is polite. And when my German friend shows up in Peru at 7 p.m. sharp, the hostess greeted her still wearing bathrobes and a towel. Sometimes reading the room means adjusting our clocks and adjusting our rhythm. And minding the gap. In business meetings, perhaps English is not the first language for everyone. Does that mean you should dilute your message? No, you can simply privilege clarity over eloquence. So if you want to say, that was a home run, simply add, what a great success. Well done, team. That way, you can enhance clarity and be inclusive and mind the gap. And finally, knock on the door. Seek connection. When I started my MBA program, I was surrounded by the brightest people in the room. And I felt like the odd one out. I felt like an imposter. And I was planning my exit strategy. I was going to quit. My classmate, Kai, he saw that. And he reached out. Let's talk. He listened and then he tells me, we all belong here. You and everyone, we were all admitted for a reason. We're all different and we complete one another. So hang in there, all right? I trusted him. I trusted in myself. And 2 years later, I graduated, cap, gown, and all, because he had pulled me back into connection. He knocked on my door and he minded the gap for me. Mind the gap is a mindset, is a simple reset button for presence. When we become aware of those invisible gaps between cultures, generation, or one another, we're in a better position to adjust our rhythm and seek, create connection. So next time you hear those words, mind the gap, remember, it's not just about trains and platforms. It's an invitation to be fully present for yourself and for the people standing right beside you on life's platform. We can create presence and connection. It's within our reach, and it starts with 3 simple words. Mind the gap.